It's like a flying dagger when the Russians launch it into the sky over Kiev. A hypersonic missile rains down in Ukraine and wipes out the US missile shield in a matter of seconds. It raised fears among Trump and his NATO allies after targeting Ukrainian weapons depots in the worst attack on Ukraine under cover of Iranian drones. Thousands of tons of Western weapons were reduced to rubble in moments after being targeted by Kinzhal missiles. What's the story behind this deadly weapon that Trump's Golden Dome is unable to shoot down? And what options do Ukraine and its allies have to counter it? Many secrets and details we reveal to you, dear viewer, about the Kinzhal nightmare. Stay tuned. The most difficult night for Ukraine since its independence from the Soviet Union. Russia has launched its largest airstrike since the start of military operations on Kiev. Putin's army fired more than 700 Iranian-made Shahed-136 drones in a coordinated attack with dozens of Kinzhal hypersonic missiles. During the attack, the Russians targeted Patriot batteries, military bases, and warehouses in various parts of Ukraine. The Ukrainian Air Force said that Russia attacked Ukrainian territory using 728 drones and an unknown number of Kinzhal missiles, which are known to be difficult to intercept, targeting the western region of Zhytomyr. The Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said on his social media account, Russian terrorists have again attacked Ukraine with intensity, targeting various cities including Kiev, Dnipro, Kryvyi Rih, Slovyansk, and Kramatorsk. The attack caused significant damage to residential buildings and infrastructure. Zelensky said, "I would like our partners to show greater flexibility and a stronger response to Russia's renewed strike against our people." Zelensky also urged US President Donald Trump to send new Patriot systems to counter the Kinzhal missiles. Kinzhal, the killer of NATO defenses. It's a Russian hypersonic ballistic missile unmatched in the world, capable of destroying any land or sea target with no chance of survival. It's a killer of warships, aircraft carriers, air defense systems, and radar stations. It's a major military development that no Russian competitor, such as the United States, France, Britain, or Germany, has ever achieved. The Russian Kh-94 Kinzhal missile is 8 meters long, has a diameter of about 90 centimeters, and weighs 7 tons. The Russian missile is characterized by an engineering design that allows huge amounts of air to enter the engine to complete the combustion process. Another objective is to pass air through the missile structure, which reduces friction, resistance, and heat. The type of metal used to manufacture the structure may be a mixture of dozens of metals or silicon sand and carbon, which allows the missile to withstand temperatures that may exceed 1000 degrees Celsius as a result of direct friction with the air and protects the warhead from explosion. How does the Kinzhal missile work? Before delving into the details of the Kinzhal missile's capabilities, we would like to remind you of the mission for which it was created, as its main mission is to end the era of aircraft carriers, which the United States boasts about with its fleet. It can strike all floating targets such as warships, cruisers, destroyers, oil tankers, and cargo ships, as well as coastal and land targets within a range of 3,000 kilometers, specifically military command centers, communication stations, and air defense systems. The warhead of the Kinzhal missile weighs 500 kilograms and comes in 2 versions, the first made of highly explosive heavy materials and the second with a 300 kiloton nuclear warhead instead of conventional warhead. Its maximum range is 3,000 kilometers when carrying the lighter warhead. The Russian Kh-47M2 Kinzhal is usually launched from 3 air platforms, the first by the MiG-31 interceptor, the second by the Tu-22M3 bomber, and the third by the famous Russian stealth fighter Su-57. This gives the Kh-101 a hypersonic speed of up to Mach 12, equivalent to 13,600 km per hour, and is capable of changing course during flight in both the vertical and horizontal directions. Why Kinzhal can be detected? The stealth technology used here is of a different kind. It's not like that used in stealth aircraft, reverse radar, or radar scattering coatings, nor is it any of those technologies. The speed of the missile alone, which reaches 12 Mach, allows it to pass through radar waves at tremendous speeds, enabling it to cover the distance between one wave and another without being hit by the wave. Before the wave is reflected back to the radar receiver, the missile has already passed through other waves, which means that the radar will detect a target that appears for a second and then disappears for several seconds. This is where the power of this violent missile comes into play, as the air pressure in front of it when it reaches a speed of Mach 12 forms a cloud known as plasma cloud. This cloud blocks the missile from radar waves, radiation, and electro-optically guided missiles, making it a high-stealth missile. Another factor in favor of these missiles is that they fly at low altitudes, unlike other ballistic missiles. As a result, they will be the latest air defense systems against a target that cannot be seen, located, or predicted, and it will be impossible to catch up with it and intercept it. Speaking of the guidance system, the targeting system of the Kinzhal missile is one of its important strengths. The missile is guided by three systems: an inertial navigation system operated by sensors built into the missile that enable it to automatically determine its geographical location, a global navigation system similar to GPS, and a television system that matches the image of the target provided to the missile before launch with images captured by camera built into the missile. A computer built into the missile matches the data received from all systems, compares them with each other, and determines the midpoint toward which the missile is heading, with an error margin that Russia say does not exceed 1 meter, raising doubts among observers about this point. Kinzhal versus US Patriot. The confrontation between the Russian Kinzhal and the US Patriot began when the US sent its most famous defense system to Ukraine in a clear challenge to the Russian president, who said at the time, "Let them supply Ukraine with Patriots, we will break them like nuts." On May 16, 2023, Russia launched a missile attack on Kyiv with Kh-94 Kinzhal missiles. The high-precision Kinzhal missile hit the US Patriot anti-aircraft missile system. Price of the Patriot's defeat is high, not only from a purely military and symbolic point of view, but also in material terms. According to the video, the Patriot battery fired about 30 missiles, each costing $4 to $5 million. The price of a Patriot battery or launcher is about $500 million. The Patriot air defense system is priority target for the Kinzhal missile for two reasons. First, because of the exorbitant price of the American system, and second, because Patriot missiles have been given a central role in the enemy's integrated air defense system, which is being adopted by NATO countries. Now, the Pentagon and its European allies may be forced to rethink their plans. There is a media war raging between Russia on one side and Ukraine, backed by the West, on the other, especially as the conflict has begun to involve some of the latest equipment of both sides. Former political expert Michael Walterson says the Ukrainians have definitely exaggerated their claim to have shot down 6 Javelin missiles, but they may have actually shot down several missiles. Videos circulating on social media confirm Russian claims that at least one Patriot launch pad was hit and destroyed. Operational history. The Kinzhal missile has been used in numerous missions, most recently this year, when Russia used it to strike several strategic military sites. It's worth noting that one of the most important targets hit by the Kinzhal since the start of the war in Ukraine was a fortified warehouse built during the Soviet era 150 meters underground. The Soviet army announced at the time that it could withstand a nuclear strike, but the Kinzhal, equipped with a conventional high-explosive warhead, penetrated the 150-meter thick concrete and detonated the fuel and Toshka missiles intended for the Ukrainian army thanks to its enormous kinetic energy. The Russian hypersonic missile program dates back to 1996, and in 2017 Russia announced that it had approved 6 models of its hypersonic missiles. In 2018, 2019, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced during Victory Day celebrations that the Kinzhal, Avangard, and Zircon missiles had entered service with the Russian army. At the end of the video, dear viewer, what's your assessment of the Kinzhal missile specifications? In your opinion, did it really succeed in destroying the US Patriot defense systems? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and support us by subscribing to the channel and activating the notification bell to receive all the latest updates.